very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Cabrero. The story about what is happening in Eastleigh is raising a lot of eyebrows. Insecurity in Nairobi. What has caused this? What can be done? This hasn't been seen in quite some time. I'm here with Prof. Manyora. Great to see you today.
Yes.
Everyone is thinking, am I safe when I'm walking? There's this CCTV footage of a man just talking to a woman and then someone comes, shoots him, takes his phone, goes away. We don't know whether it has been sent. But then there's also this conversation about femicide in Nairobi. What is leading to this conversation that we are having? Am I safe as I'm walking in Nairobi?
There are so many things happening. We are not experts, but we can scratch the surface of the problem. And the surface is still deep enough. But before that, we must send our condolences to those who have lost loved ones through this kind of murders and incidents. Because human life, I've always said, human life is sacrosanct. You cannot play with human life. In terms of the causes, first of all, there's what you can call normal, ordinary crime. You know, I'm putting in quotes normal because that shouldn't, but it's normal. Even the police themselves classify it as such. What you call just normal crime, which is brought about by, again, normal causes. This would be, as you advance in civilization, as civilization brings on board huge populations, because civilization means, again, you have food, medical services, health care, and then people multiply and they live longer and there are more children and child mortality goes down. So there are more people. And then factors like urbanization, as more and more people move from the rural areas to come to the town, then you create the crowdings in town. You create the slums. And this is a recipe for crime. This is any first year criminology student will tell you, or a sociology student. This is so normal. It's a first year thing, I think.
Yeah.
So that is normal. Beyond the normal, as in our case, is when society behaves in such a manner as to imagine that only a few can eat when a majority are hungry. Is that stupidity that adds to crime rates?
What do you mean?
I mean this. If you look at a country like Kenya, we are elitist, the pyramid kind of society, where a majority are down here, hapa chini. Only a few are up there with good things, with good education for their children, good jobs for their children, good houses, good residences, everything is for them. A few. The majority, ukiendekea huko chini, the ones Ruto had promised to do something about.
The hustlers.
Yeah. When a society is structured in that manner, certainly you will expect this kind of things. And I've said before, this is just the beginning. Americans will tell you, ain't seen nothing yet. We've seen nothing. If we go the way we are going, and I've given, I think I've illustrated this, I've explained this. How many of our graduates are getting jobs? The answer is almost none. And when those few are available, they go to the rich. Those who don't even need the jobs, their children get the jobs. Hata kazi hii ndogo ndogo hii tu ya 1 month, you just check who has been given. A person whose father gives 50,000 for a weekend to go and hang out with the friends is still queuing for that kibarua ya social services, kama kuhesabu watu ama household survey. You know, that's a fact.
There's a reason to unknown vulnerable people.
Yes. You'll be shocked that a majority of those are people from homes that don't deserve those jobs. So when a society behaves that way, you create so many people without hope. People who have nothing to lose. And we ain't seen nothing.
You know,
daytime robbery, rape, murder, it's going to become normal unless we do something about it.
When you listen to women activists talking about femicide, talking about women being killed, they ask, where is the place of government when we are seeing this happening? What can government do? You know, there's this woman killed in Isili, and this is not just the first time. What should government do to show women that we are there for them?
It's not just women, it's Kenyans. For women, you know, these are sick people. And how we handle the sick again in society is very important. How do we treat our sick? Mental health is a real problem. Do we behave like we know it's a mental problem? Nobody can set out to go and kill people's children, girls and women. They are sick, they require our help. How do we treat them? Do we even have a program for mental health in this country? I have a case, and I hope somebody in government listens, of a young man who was unwell mentally, and he was a GSU officer, police. He was admitted at Mathare. Lucky enough, he was able to get over it. Do you know by the time he left Mathare, he had been sacked by the police. Even me have tried up the National Police Service. I went there with my friend called John, for many times until I gave up.
Why was he sacked?
Because he was mentally unwell, and he went to Mathare and he recovered. Now, a person like that, do we know what else he can do in society? So the way even we treat those with mental problems. Number two, in the recent past, we have had people like those arrested, and our courts have released them. I don't want to mention names, they can come for me.
Yeah.
You know them, eh?
Yes.
They have been released. Serial killers. They have been let free.
We don't
Their courts, our courts, again, our courts. Our courts are not only becoming a problem in the fight against corruption and aspects of good government, even these obvious ones. The courts just released a serial killer who has led people where he has buried people himself, and yet courts have released them. So it's a whole matrix, it's a complex. But the bottom line is, people who do those kind of things you are calling femicide, what have you, these are sick people. And the society must learn how to handle those who are mentally sick. Mental health is a real issue. I do not see any structures we have put in place as a country. Because as the pressures of modern living pile up, you know, the pressures of modern living, that will be resulting in many things, including divorce, rape, water, all these kind of things. Society is becoming a boiling pot. And not everybody can withstand this heat. So we need to be prepared.
Yeah.
Children being forced to pass exams by parents. A parent saying the daughter Nyambura must become a doctor. All these pressures on children, and then peer pressure and the drugs and the internet, is producing serious cases of mental health. But the society is not prepared for it. This country is not prepared for it. We are just walking. And you know, like drug abuse in this country, it's so high. In the next 10, 15, 20 years, even 20 is far, 5, 10, 15 years, the biggest challenge in this country is going to be mental health.
You know, government comes with measures, talk about affordable housing to create kazi ya mjengo for people to get employed. They come up with, we're taking people to Qatar, we've talked to organizations, we're taking people to Europe, people are going to be nurses there.
Yes.
Is this enough? What should be done? And could there be something that is done differently for everyone to get some sort of employment?
Government ought to be serious, and the government has never been serious. We have never had a serious government from 1963. All we need to do is a serious government, and all these things. Kenya does not have a problem with unemployment. No. These numbers are too few. The economy, this Kenyan economy, if it is working, a working Kenyan economy can absorb all the young men and women. We can even import labor, a working economy. This economy is just on the takeoff. We have refused to take off. It's just there. You just get the right policies, the right seriousness levels of seriousness, and the economy takes off. It takes off, all these boys and girls will get jobs. And once that happens, you reduce the pressure on society in terms of mental health and other things. And then the government itself, because you asked a very good question, what is government doing? Before you even do those secondary things, you must do the primary thing. The primary thing is you must have a trained police force. They call it service.
Yes.
A trained national police service with police officers who are trained. I want to underline the word, what?
Trained.
We don't train our police officers. We take them for drill. Angalia meno yote iko kwa mdomo, uko na futi ngapi? Stupid. Those things that's very stupid. We need to have a system from our school. A living certificate must count for something. Police officers, senior police officers, accompanied by other relevant people and professionals, should be visiting schools, talking to schools about crime and what have you. And in the process, encouraging intelligent young men and women to grow up wanting to be police officers. And then in liaison with schools and relevant school clubs, pick the best girls and boys from schools and universities and colleges and push them into the police. Today, even the people you train themselves are there because they want a job. Somebody goes to the army because he wants a job.
I saw hundreds of thousands.
Somebody goes to police because then take him to Capedo. No drift. You see, we play even with the most serious things so that the police is a job, including selling the jobs, the position. That is somebody challenging me. So it is true, we know. The army. There's that unfortunate incident in Likoni, Mombasa, where a mother and her daughter drowned in the river at the ferry.
Yeah, in the ocean.
In the ocean. I listened to the MP for Lam. Was it women rep or an MP from Lam? I think it's the women rep. She talked so passionately in parliament, I think. She said, these coast guards, people who are working at the coast who can save people's life, you take it like jobs. Mnaenda mnatoa watu bara. Mtu anaona maji kwa mara ya kwanza, bahari, when he is employed as a coast guard.
I remember.
You remember that?
Yes.
What did she say?
Yeah.
Sisi tuna vijana wetu hapa, anazama ndani kutafuta pweza without any equipment. Meters huko deep. Na hana equipment yeyote. Na anaingia ndani, wanajua how to hold their breath. Anatoka na pweza. Sasa unaenda unatoa mtu bara. Anaona maji kwa mara ya kwanza. Ni Coast Guard. This level of stupidity, because this word I must continue using it. It is responsible, and now we are paying. Nabado. So the police must go to schools and talk to children during career days and what have you. Tell them what it means to be a police officer. Let children grow up in high school wanting to be police officers. Let us recruit from among those ones. Then let's train. Let's give the police modern police training and modern equipment. If somebody snatches your phone, it's gone. We should have trained an elite squad. You just snatch somebody's phone, you take it to River Road, and we take it from you and we take you to jail.
I met a lady who was telling me she has been at DCI for almost months, 2-3 months.
What are you going to do?
Just to recover her phone.
Yeah, I have a friend whose money was taken. I told her, stop. You are wasting your time. The police will not help you. And you don't blame the police. First of all, they are hungry. So if they arrest that person with your phone, wanamwambia wewe ni mjinga sana. Unaiba simu ya wenyewe, ni mjinga namna gani? Can you go and clean it well? Let 10,000. They did that to me. Manyora, Ngong. I gave somebody who gave the police, who got the man, and they got some money from them, or they took the phone themselves.
To clean it.
So then train them to be able to handle crime. The police are not trained to handle crime.
Yeah, now you've said we haven't had a serious government since we got independence.
Yes.
Are we looking at a situation where we ourselves should take responsibility against crime? And how can we do that? Because everyone is thinking maybe I should train my daughter how to walk in Nairobi.
Mpaka wanawake wanapewa pilipili instead of rape.
Yeah. Should we now look at that as our only option as citizens?
We must remain civil. I have told people the alternative to peace, I have not found it. I want somebody to look around and walk and study using all equipment they can get to give me an alternative to peace and social order. You will not find it. So the direction you are giving is a departure from social order and peace. And there's no option for that. No option for peace and social order. So we must push governments the way we are doing. People must join people like Manyora and the rest. until we have governments listening to Kenyans and telling government, look, can we have a different way of training, recruiting those to be trained in the police? Can we give them proper modern day training? Can we, for once, keep aside corruption when it comes to equipping police? Can we keep aside corruption? So if we give the police 10 billion for a forensic lab, please, can we get the forensic lab in Kisumu to cover Western Kenya? And the 5 billion for a forensic lab in Coast to cover coastal area. Another forensic lab in Eldoret, 10 billion. Can we do that? So we're giving you 50 billion in this budget. So that the police have forensic labs within the regions. Finally, we shall take to all counties systematically over time. So that the 50 billion actually puts up forensic labs. This is what civil people like you and I ought to do, to keep pushing government and reminding them. And ask government, open your eyes. Make sure the entry people who enter the training are capable of being police officers.
What is the role?
And give them the right training and equip them.
Finally,
and pay them well.
Yeah.
We cannot say, pay a police officer well. The police are paid, I don't want to call them peanuts, it's just sad. If you look at what policemen do, and then you look at where they stay, the welfare of the police, the salaries they get, it shows you we are not a society who knows anything to do with security and peace. Maybe
finally, the role of the National Intelligence Service. When you look at crime rates being the way they are, every single day you watch TV, someone has been shot dead, a woman has been killed somewhere, in making and helping government in dealing with criminality, what is their role in this?
You see, the NIS intelligence service is still evolving. It was a department within the police, known for crashing men's things, in Nyayo House and Nyati House. So we must credit Boynet. I met him recently. He's still a very strong man. Oh, wonderful guy. Boynet transformed it to what then it was NIS, NSIS, whatever it is, to transit from being a police thing to an intelligence outfit. He did a wonderful, fantastic job. That transition, just like General Tonje did to the army. So the Boynet reforms and the creation of the new, they have not moved perhaps in the way he imagined. I'm not saying I've asked him, but I would want to imagine the transition hasn't been complete. So the intelligence has not quite transited from its police seeing things with the police eyes, and more so in terms of state security, where security is so narrow as to mean people don't talk bad about government, people don't talk bad about the president, people don't think about overturning the government. They are still stuck there. They must move out of there. I know they have tried to encompass security in its comprehensive sense of national security. In that sense, then, the intelligence boys, they are called the intel community, will be able to work with the DCI to be able to forestall crime and to develop programs that will be used in the fight against crime, in the formative stages of crime, in the training of specialized units of police, and also, importantly, in information gathering. So the two have a lot, because those others, intelligence people, have the training and the tools for information gathering, which the police don't have. They should make that assist the police in intelligence gathering, so that fighting crime becomes much easier.
Well, what a conversation. What do you think about the state of the country when it comes to security? Thanks for tuning in. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.